Hey y'all, Brandon here. So last week I was reading through the book of Numbers, and I was in Numbers chapter 21, and the Israelite people fall back into one of their typical cycles. They are traveling around Edom. This is in their years of desert wanderings, and they start complaining. Oh, Moses, did you and God drag us out here in the desert to die? What is going on? They start complaining, and this is also part of the cycle. God chooses to punish them, and he sends poisonous snakes slithering in. They start biting the people, and the people start dying of these venomous bites. So immediately the people say, we're sorry, please, Moses, cry out to God on our behalf. And so Moses does. And in verse 9 of chapter 21, God says something really strange. He says, okay, Moses, I want you to put a bronze snake up on a pole. I want you to hold it up in the air, and anyone who chooses to look at this snake will live. Now, I'm reading through that, and I'm thinking, this is interesting because God has, why does he choose to do it like this? Why isn't it just that everybody who cries out to God will be saved? I mean, we know from the Ten Commandments, God does not want idols. And so why are they making this strange statue of a snake that the people are going to look at, and then they're going to be saved from these venomous bites? I mean, in fact, if you don't know this, elsewhere later on in the Israelite history, they actually do start worshiping this bronze snake in one of their cycles where they've turned away from God. So it's a temptation that's being created. So what's going on here? Well, I think two things. The first is God is setting up an opportunity for them to trust him. Because if somebody told you, if you'd just been bitten by a snake and you went to the ER and they said, hey, look over on the wall at that bronze snake and you'll be healed, would you believe that? No, you would not. I wouldn't either. And so this requires trust. And as Moses tells them, if God says, if you look at this snake, you will be saved. So the people are going to have to choose to trust something that seems to not make sense, to know that God has the power to save anyway. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, y'all, it offers this foreshadowing of what God is going to do through Jesus Christ. I love how everything in the Bible is woven together. But just as Moses lifted up the servant in the wilderness, the Son of Man, Jesus Christ, was lifted up on the cross to die for the sins of every human being. And y'all, even though in our modern mindset, if we say, like, how is it possible that one man's death for us 2,000 something years ago, how is it possible that that would pay the price for our sins? When we choose to trust in that and we choose to look to the cross, we are saved. When we place our faith in Jesus Christ. And all this picture of the snake from the Old Testament, God knows what he's doing. So he's painting this picture for us that, hey, sometimes I set up these moments where if you choose to trust me, even when it seems impossible and hard, I will bring salvation. He does that through Jesus. If you're coming on here and you've never heard this message before, I want to encourage y'all, look to Jesus Christ. Look to the cross, because it saves. That is a beautiful thing and something for us all to be very thankful about as believers. And as always, I'll say, hey, thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions or you got any comments or ways that God's been speaking to you, please leave them below. Appreciate y'all dropping in. See you later.